All right. I think this is a nice switch into alignment and making sure that the coach and the client are always on the same page. And that has to start with, clear communication and making sure every, program design doesn't just begin with, here's your workout, go do it. But there's something that's happening before. And at OPEX, we do a consultation.
Yeah, I think this will be a quick one. I think we're always working to build alignment with people, and I think that I think coaches, like, if anyone's been doing it for a number of years, you've probably had a client that you've worked with for a number of years. And typically what we see with coaches that work with a client for a number of years, that client becomes the quote unquote easy client. So the alignment goes away because the coach just says in their head, like, oh, we're good. Like, we've been working together forever, right? So I don't need to have conversations with them about their exercise or lifestyle program. I don't need to, fix their things on the floor because they're good now. They know what I'm going to say to them. And those are the people that, 2 years, 3 years down the road, they're just like, I don't feel like I'm getting the value that I used to get from you as my coach. So I think even in those scenarios where you're coaching someone for a number of years, alignment could be awesome to start, and then it kind of just fizzles away, and that's not okay, right? It's like you always have to work. It's like a push and pull of like, we good, like over and over and over with our clients. And I'm not saying you should do that on a daily basis. That's probably like a biannual push and pull once you're working with someone for years and years, because we do want people to be able to figure it out on their own to some extent. But to back it up, just building alignment with people, that's just making them a part of the process. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but it has to be done in a way that from day one in that initial consultation, it's like, why are you here? You take that and then you give them feedback based on what it's always that. And we call that like the NEPA framework, right? Where it's like, we take in that information, we digest it, we make sure that, we're on the same page, and we do that verbally. And over time, and we start to build initial transition to designs, and we build phases out, and we build lifestyle programs out. It's having some level of conversation, whether that's in person or through email or through a message or something like that, where it's like, hey, this is the plan, are we good here, right? And that person just signing off, that client just signing off and being like, yeah, this sounds awesome, let's roll. Or maybe they have feedback and they're like, actually, this doesn't vibe well with me because I don't think I'm going to be able to accomplish these things because of X, Y, and Z. So that's just like creating alignment on a cycle by cycle basis, maybe, or even a day by day basis if you're working with someone in person.
Yeah, I reflect on just the need for that like open communication ongoing, and I'm completely blanking, Carl, on what it was I was going to say right there. What was it?
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. It's probably gonna be good.
It probably was going to be fire.
Yeah, I saw that face. You were like,
I like
So
had
I
something.
cut it off because it was. You're like, oh, shut up! I have this thing I have to say.
It was going to happen eventually, but no, just making sure that what goes in the program itself is actually connected to what that client wants. And if the coach doesn't know what the client's goals are ongoing, as work changes, as babies come into the picture, as they have new relationships, if they're not able to stay connected to that, it's going to be very tempting to like just want to throw everything at that client. And we had the conversation around over programming the other day. And if you are not aligned with your client and what they want to do and what they want to get out of their fitness, then how can you know what you need to prescribe for them?
Yeah, I mean, what do we chatted on minimum effective dose the other day, and I think that's it, right? It's always thinking about what a client really needs, right? Like what a client really needs, and then sprinkle in some of the things that they really want. And for a lot of people, no matter what their goals are, right? For a lot of people, we go back to how we started this conversation. A lot of people just want to enjoy what they're doing on a daily basis. So just even asking the question like, how was today, right? Like, did you enjoy it? Was everything good? How do you feel? And not getting into like, did the weight feel heavy? Like, do you think we can progress it this way next week? It's just like, how did you feel? Like, did you enjoy it? And if there's like that, no, it's like me giving Emma a 10-minute assault bike last week and seeing her comments on that. It was like, maybe we're not going to give Emma 10-minute assault bikes every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But just understanding what people enjoy and what they don't is really important. Like, and I'm not like downplaying people's goals and the outcomes that they want from their fitness program, but if our intentions are to just get people to a point where they just enjoy what you call the process, even though that process in some instances doesn't really have an end thing. It's just like, I just want to do this thing forever because it feels good. We don't always have to connect to volumes, reps, and sets and all that stuff. So back to the minimum effective dose thing, it's like, don't overprogram for people. Yeah. Don't throw everything at them. Don't think that I have this thing in my toolbox. I need to give clusters and drop sets and this and that. Just give people things that challenge them enough, keep them engaged, and that they enjoy.
Yeah, I know one question I ask regularly on a monthly consultation is like, is there anything from the last month you've loved, hated, or feel like is missing? And it just gives people an opportunity to sit back and think. And normally it's like, no, everything was good. But occasionally you hear like little patterns emerge. And for some reason, some person just like, they don't like doing glute bridges. And, it's not something they've communicated to you in their results throughout the month. But instead of letting them continue to get frustrated by the fact that they're getting glute bridges in their program design, because for whatever reason they don't like them, just find another way to get the dose you want. And, don't be so stuck and wed to the exercises that go inside that program. It's funny you say that,
because I see all of your I don't actually see all of your programs, but I wouldn't be surprised if all of your programs had glute bridges in them. You like glute bridges.
I do love a glute bridge. I really do. It speaks to my biases. Yeah, they don't all have glute bridges though. I have some clients who don't have glute bridges.
I'm gonna dig into your Coach RX later. Command F and glute bridge, and it's just gonna be like 1,066 results. It's like me and the bicep curl. Hey man, if I coach you, you're doing some bicep curls.
This is true.
Tendon health and the elbow health is very important.
And big guns.
Yeah. It's like, do you even work out, man? Like, you have no biceps.